What are the actual effective ways of finding clients for new virtual assistant? That is what we are going to cover today. There are many ways of finding clients, but the best ways for complete beginners, that is something that changes over time. That is why I'm going to show you what works today, what will work for you today to find your first client as a new virtual assistant. So when you are just getting started as a complete beginner, there are 3 methods of finding client. And the first one that I'm going to recommend is using Upwork. Of course, Upwork has a lot of challenges, especially now with many changes on Upwork, but Upwork is still one of the best places to find your first client as a beginner. Because Upwork, that is a place where people who need a virtual assistant to go to find virtual assistant. Of course, there is a lot of competition on Upwork, but still there are a lot of clients and the demand for virtual assistant is increasing. And so that is why if you are on Upwork and you know how to use Upwork right, it might even be the best place for you to be as a virtual assistant. The major issue with Upwork right now is you have to pay to play. That is the major issue of Upwork right now. Previously, a few months ago, when you create a new account as a virtual assistant, they will give you 50 free connect, and you can use that connect to find your first client. If you apply for jobs on Upwork, some jobs will require 4 connect, 6 connect, some 8 connect, some 16 connect, some even more. When you exhaust that 50 free connect, you have to buy connect in order to apply for more jobs. What I used to recommend to beginners is to use that 50 free connect wisely so that you find your first client with that 50 free connect without paying any money upfront. But Upwork stopped that. Now if you want to be on Upwork, you have to pay in order to be on Upwork. You can create your account for free, but you have to pay in order to apply for jobs. Because when you create your account, they are not going to give you any connect. And you cannot apply for jobs without connect. So you have to spend, I think, $15 to buy 100 connect in order to start applying for jobs. But the opportunities on Upwork for virtual assistant is a lot higher in my opinion. It's even higher than the rest of the freelancing platforms. Because I personally hire freelancers and virtual assistants. And when I want to hire a freelancer, I go to Pyber. But when I want to hire a virtual assistant, I go to Upwork. And I believe that is the case with many clients. If a client is looking for a virtual assistant, Upwork is the best place for virtual assistant. And even though you have to pay to play on Upwork, if you can pay and apply for jobs on Upwork, you have a higher chance now than when they are giving 50 per you connect. Because many beginners now will not pay to apply for jobs. And so if you are among the ones that pay to apply for jobs, your chances are going to increase obviously. And I did a whole video on how to apply for jobs the right way on Upwork so that you will not end up wasting your connect. Upwork is a best place to be, it's one of the best places to be, and it's one of the best places to find clients for new virtual assistant. So if you haven't been working on Upwork, you can watch the video. I will put a link in the description of this video. You can watch and learn how to apply for jobs the right way on Upwork, and that will increase your chances of finding your first client. Okay, the next place to find virtual assistant client is Pyber. Pyber is the second biggest freelancing platform. And one of the major benefits of being on Pyber is not pay to play. You can be on Pyber, create your gigs, send proposals without needing to pay any money upfront. The difference is if you work on Upwork, Upwork are going to charge 10% of your earnings, while Pyber are going to charge 20% of your earnings. So you see, Pyber are ultimately going to charge you more money, but the benefit is they are not going to charge you upfront. You can be on the platform and find clients without paying any money. The way Pyber works is you will create gigs. You will create gigs which are packages of the services you are offering. If you are offering data entry, you will create a package for data entry. If you are offering email management, you create another package for email management. And you can also create one package for just general virtual assistance, and you can include all the services that you are offering in that package, and you name your price. When a client is looking to hire a virtual assistant, when they go to Pyber, they are going to do a search. If they are looking for a virtual assistant, they will just search for virtual assistant, and they will see all the packages from freelancers who are offering virtual assistant services, and they choose a freelancer that they believe is right for them. Then they send the freelancer a message, or they just pay and start the order. So you see, based on how Pyber work, it is going to take a little more time for beginners to find clients, because if a client search for virtual assistant, they are going to see many virtual assistants with a lot of reviews. They are going to see virtual assistant with level 1, level 2, or even top rated virtual assistant. You as a complete beginner with no level, no client review, it's going to be a lot harder for you to find a client this way. And so if you are on Pyber, your best chance of finding a client is responding to brief. Brief is when a client posts a project on Pyber, and Pyber will choose freelancers that they believe are right fit for the job, and they will send you an email to notify you about the brief. And you can check out the brief and see all the project description. If you want to take the job, then you send the client a message or you send them an offer. If you are starting on Pyber, this is your best chance of finding a client as a complete beginner. But both Upwork and Pyber is going to take some time, because when you are starting on the platform, you don't have any credibility on the platform. That is why it's going to take you some time to find your first client on a freelancing platform. And that is why if you want to find your first client faster, this next method is going to be your best option. And that is cold outreach. Cold outreach is generally when you contact people who do not express an interest in hiring a virtual assistant. For example, if you are offering data entry services and you find business owners who you believe they are going to benefit from your services, you write an email and you send them an email to introduce yourself, introduce the service you are offering, provide some work sample, a link to your portfolio, and invite them to interview you for a job. That is cold outreach. And cold outreach, normally you just find people's email addresses, people who you believe they are going to benefit from the service you are offering, and you send them a message, whether via email or via social media. And cold outreach, if you do it right, it might be the best place for beginners, because on cold outreach, client doesn't have the option to see how long have you been freelancing. If you have created some samples that you can show to them, that is all you need to succeed with cold outreach. And there are so many things involved in doing cold outreach the right way. And that is why you can watch this next video to learn everything you need to know about finding a client using cold outreach. If you find this video helpful, please give it a like and don't forget to subscribe. I will see you in the next one.